Today I'm going to show you something really amazing about Genspark. It is my favorite tool, as you well know by now, but the AI has a whole range of options available to it. And the one I'm going to be looking at today is the AI Designer. Now, when you log into Genspark, which by the way, you can download for free, it costs you nothing, please just use the link in the description below. You can choose a whole range of options. And if you look across here, you'll see custom agent, AI slides, etc. And here is AI Designer. And this is the one we're going to use today. We're going to create some graphics. In a previous video, you will have seen me using an article that I wrote about command structures and things like that. And we're going to use that again today to create some infographics. So rather than click the AI developer, which I can do to go straight in there, I'm actually going to go into my hubs, because hubs are like folders full of information. And then I have this one called examples, which I think, is a good place to keep all this stuff. But it keeps your stuff tidy, and you can give special files to be used within there, and you can give specific instructions, etc. So if I click this here, you'll see I can choose AI Designer. So we're going to take that article, and I'm just going to drag and drop it. So I'm going to grab that from over there, drag and drop it, and there it is. It's now sitting in there. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a colorful infographic in 9:16 format to cover the key points in this article. Okay, so not very depthy. As I've said before, I can use the speech voice input, which gives me the ability to add a lot more details. So let's do that. I'm going to allow that to happen. Make sure you use my brown colors, which are dark blue and orange, along with white. Make sure you are clearly labeling things and that the spelling is correct, and that it's laid out in such a way that people can read it at a glance. Click the tick, and now it's going to type all that up, as you can see there, and I'm going to press go. Okay, so you'll notice we've now popped a second part to the screen. We've moved over to the side with what our discussion's going on, and you can see the tools starting to think on this left-hand side now. The user wants me to create a colorful infographic, etc., etc. It's then looking at the file that I upload, read the file, and now it's thinking. And you'll see our canvas is sitting on the other side. It's got all the dots on here in the background, just lightly, which you may or may not be able to see, but they're there, which allows you to work on layouts and move things around. As it goes through this, it's going to create 4 examples up front. It always does 4. It does some background research, which is what you'll see going on there now. It's looking at examples. It's searching the web for different infographics. And then it will come up with its own designs. Now, I could say you need to use circles, or I want something that's in a flowchart format. I can use any specific words to guide it. But in this case, I'm going to let it just do its own thing, because I like to see what the design aspect comes up with rather than my bias of what I want. I've been pleasantly surprised many times in the past with the quantity and the quality of content that comes out of the AI Designer. Now, it's not perfect. No AI designer is, but you can use it. And if you want to adjust things, what I'll often do is export the image and I'll drop it into Canva, and then I can overlay different things. So don't be afraid to work with this. And you'll see once it's created the images, we'll be able to edit those images a little bit. And I'll show you how you can do that and how you can fix elements such as text and shapes and different things like that. So let's see what it's brought up. Okay, you'll notice on the left-hand side now, it's gone through understanding the images. It's gone through the thinking tool about what it is required to do. And now it's moved into design presentation, and finally into generate image. And this is where we will start to see our images start to appear. And there we go. There's our first one coming up now. And you'll see it's actually titled Command and Comms Marketing Infographic, and it's generating. So it will take a few minutes to do this. All being well, we should get 4 designs, but you never know. We'll have to wait and see. Okay, you'll notice we've now got some extra designs. Now I have this pointer, but I can grab the hand and I can actually drag this across, and I can zoom out a little bit. It's still creating the other graphics, but here's our first one sitting here, second one, third one, fourth one. So they'll start to load. And over on this side here, you can see that we've gone through in the description. We've got like the header, problem, 4 questions, messaging template, brand clarity blueprint, quick test, quick takeaway quotes, design approach, navy blue backgrounds, vibrant orange. You can see all the elements that I've asked for, as well as the 9:16 vertical format as requested. And then finally, what it's done here, and this is one of the things that I think is super powerful, is that it's giving me 4 different styles of graphics. So I've got a clean corporate, modern flat, dynamic tech forward, and elegant editorial. And this is where I suppose you find where your bias is. What do you like? But remember, you're going to put this out there for an audience. So the key here is clarity of message. So let's go in here. We're going to move these over and I'm going to zoom right in and we can have a look at the first one. Okay, command and comms. Turning confusing marketing into clear messages people act on. The problem, marketing radio chaos. Now, you'll notice the X's are sitting over the top of the words there. So, okay, it's a little bit of a glitch, but I do like the radio wave behind there. Then we got 4 questions. Who is this for? Where is it from? Then our messaging template, and then our brand clarity blueprint, and a quick test. Could this content sit on any competitor's website without changing a word? If yes equals radio chaos. Obviously, this is meant to go with the article, okay? And down the bottom, it says footer, which I wish it didn't say footer. Your words are not declaration, they're specific instructions. Okay, so if I switch back to the pointer and I touch this graphic, you'll notice I have edit text, toolbox, add elements. So if I click edit text, you can see it's extracting the text. I can then click on that and I can adjust it. And if I come down the bottom here, it's got proof bank, message to map. Let's just come up a little bit. Sorry, I've just got to edit text. What have we got here? CTA adder. So some of these things are actually invisible, which is interesting, isn't it? Okay. So we can edit things, but I'm not going to at this stage. I'm actually going to come out and I'm going to grab the hand and I'm going to move over. So here's our second one, the problem. Now this is much clearer from my own perspective. If I was looking for one straight away, this one clicks with me because things are laid out properly and here's everything's on there that was on the previous one, but it actually sits better. So that one is a winner for me so far. So let's have a look at the next one. Okay, it's a little bit out there. We've got radio signals and all sorts of stuff. I think it's crowded and confusing. So I'm going to give that one a miss, but all the same, another idea and maybe a few things we need to move out, but we can always drop that into Canva and put just a little blue square over the top of that to make that disappear, which is my cheap way of getting rid of text if I can't delete it. Lastly, our fourth one, command and comms. So this is our elegant editorial style. And I don't mind this actually. Command and comms. And you can see, let me just zoom in a bit. We help businesses grow. What's this for? Who, the messaging template and all that. So I think we've got 2 winners here. As I said, if I switch back and I click on it, I get some options now and I've got add elements. So I can actually add text, add an image, add a doodle. So in this case, let's click add an image. So I can actually describe what I want to do there, or I can upload an image. Now, another thing I can do, all being, is I can actually add image, and now I can find my logo, image, and I'll just switch view to icons, and then I'm going to come down to my one with the white background because I want to start, and I'm going to put open. Now you'll see it's put that on top. I can grab the handles, I can resize that, and I can actually put it on here or somewhere wherever I want it. If I just drop it down there, I can sit it. There we go. There's a spot for it. So I can put my logo on it easy enough if I want to. Now, if I go back to our other one, where's the one I really like? This one. Okay. So I'm going to come on this one and going to get my arrow, going to click, add elements, just scroll up, add image, let it pop. There it is. I'm already on the right area. So now I can just click that, resize it down, and I can drop my logo in up here. There we go. So I could always put my logo on there. Now, obviously that's not prettiest, but then I never said I was a designer. But at least my logo's on there when it's out and about in public. I probably could actually upload it when I give the instructions and say to put the logo on there. Now, if I want to, when I click on these, I can ask it to remix. So if I go remix, I can describe what I want to blend. So there's options to do that. I can export. So if I want this image and I want it as a PNG, I can just click export and it will bring that up for me. And all I've got to do then is save it with a name and I get it. And it is a full size image as well. So you'll probably need to shrink it down before you actually use it online, especially if you're using it with social media. Toolbox gives you background remover. Now let's go into Toolbox. You'll see background remover, magic eraser, magic redraw, image unblur, image expand, and face swap. So there's some AI tools built into this. So you can actually go in and do things like erase elements or do a face swap. I haven't played with them much yet, but I will give them a go as I go forward. But I'm mainly using this for marketing stuff. And I haven't really used it for anything where I'd want to swap my face out because there's actual other tools within Genspark for doing AI images that use Nano Banana and other tools like that. So that's how you can create your images. Now, if I go into here and I browse local files and I grab this and go create 4 more different Infographics, but include this uploaded image, brackets, logo. So let's just zoom out and wait and see what we get. So it's going to go back through the images. It's going to look at the one I uploaded, and then it's going to go ahead and start designing again like it did with the first ones. So here we go. We're getting 4 ideas coming up. You'll notice it's changed the title to Conquer Infographics with Profit Clicks. So it's got my company name there now, which matches the image, of course, that I uploaded. And that was the name of the image. So it's picked that up. And we are about to get our images. But on our side here, you'll see we've got 4 designs. Feature the image, use the brand colors, clearly labeled, maintain correct spelling. And you'll see the 4 different logos: clean corporate, professional corporate, bold midnight blue, elegant charcoal. So now they're similar, but different. You'll notice they're not the same. They're slightly different. So let's have a look at this one on the end here, actually. So it's dropped the logo into the top here and then rebuilt it. Then we've got this style, and look, it's actually taken the logo, broken it apart, recreated it in a horizontal format, which is pretty cool, considering that's not what I gave it. And that does work fine. I'm quite happy with that. Then we've got the one that I liked originally, this one. It's got the logo at the top and it's redone the center section. If you look, you can see this bit has changed. But again, a really nice design, probably the one I'd use. Our first one, it's got rid of the white and gone to all dark colors. This is still overlaid. It's not sitting properly and it's a bit of a blowout. I would come back here, get my little arrow, click on this, click export PNG, and there's my image, and that is now saved on my desktop. And I don't know whether you'll be able to see this, but I'm going to open it up anyway and just check it, and it's come out quite nicely. The image in the end, let me just check the size for you. It's come out at 1376 pixels by 768 pixels. So it's a good size image, certainly big enough for social media use, which is where this would probably go. I might put this up on LinkedIn along with the article. So there you go. That's the AI Designer. You can do all sorts of things with it. You have really limitless options. For example, create a business card design. There we go. So let's see what it does this time. I figure I might as well show you one more thing. As I said, really the best thing you can do is have a play with it. The more specific you get in the design, the better. And one of the tips I would give you is go and get it to create a prompt, ask it to create a prompt to create a design. Because if you can give it an example, it will write the prompt for you and then you use that prompt. And you will always get better results if you can use an example image. It's so much easier with AI. It can copy better than it can original. That's probably the best way to put it. So give us your information. Okay, job title, CEO, email address, Brad at mrwebmarketing.com, phone number 07123456, website proficlicks.com.au. I'm not going to put that up there, at Mr. Web Marketing. And two, so what I normally would do is just write 1 for question 1, so it knows these are my answers. And 2, do you prefer minimal, clean, or something dynamic? Dynamic, dual-sided. Okay, so we'll let that go. So you can see how it's now prompted me, because it's realized it's a business card that it's looking at, and it knows it needs those details. Now, I know once upon a time when we were creating images, we would get weird writing and all things like that. And look, it still does happen, but in the end, if you can have a play around, it's worth it. Now, remember, down the bottom here is the area where you've got your credits. So if you think you're going to run out of credits, you can buy more credits, but you get a certain amount for free and you get a certain amount included in the plan. The only time I've ever run out of credits is when I've gone to town writing very long content and creating AI designed apps and all sorts of stuff where I've really pushed the boundaries and I've thumped through those credits. So generally speaking, you won't run out of credits for most things you do, but keep an eye on that, because you get 1 month and when you run out, they don't come back until the next month, because that's how credits work. As I said, you can buy more. We all like to work within a budget. Okay, so we're now in the stage of generating the images. I'm just going to zoom out here now. And here we go. So these are starting to appear now. Now, whether these are examples of a business card or whether these are usable graphics that I can actually download, that's another thing entirely. So here we go. All cards include this. Okay, so these will probably be examples in this case, because I haven't asked it for a downloadable template style. Yeah, okay. So these are looking pretty sweet. Got ProfitClicks, and there's the details in the back. Let's zoom in a bit. Yep, it's all good. And then next ones, wow, this is actually really quite colorful, although I would say the orange isn't quite right, but that's my fault. I didn't give it any brand colors. And then lastly, wow. Okay, this one, I really like the impact, but that's my nature. I like things that really pop. So that's really good. That one's okay. This one's a bit more bland, and oh, looks like we had an error here for this one. That's fine. Got some good ideas there. And so the one thing we've learned from this straight away is maybe I should have given it the hex colors for my brand colors to make sure that the orange in the ProfitClicks fire here actually matches the rest of the card. It is in elements here, so that's one of the reasons I think I like this, but also it doesn't say what I do or anything like that. So I think that's a waste of marketing if it just says the name of the business, and that email address obviously is not ProfitClicks business email address. So anyway, I'm going to finish this video here. If you really like this, please subscribe and share. I need those subscribers. I've got to keep building up so I can help more people. And I really appreciate if you do share these videos. Also, please download Genspark through the link in the description. It's an easy way to get it. As I said, there's no cost for signing up. You can play with it for free and you're going to have a whole lot of fun. And I don't think you'll ever go back to any other AI once you start using Genspark. I'll catch you in the next video.